Hi BookTube! My name is Sarah and welcome to the Bookish Knitter. Today I am coming to you with another weekly reading vlog. This is for week number 27th. It is July the 4th through July the 10th. So first of all, happy 4th of July to all of my American friends. I hope you have had a good day, enjoyed your day. Fireworks, barbecue, whatever it is that you choose to do to celebrate or not celebrate if you choose not to do that either. So regardless, I hope you somehow enjoyed your day. So yeah, for me, it is a normal work day. I'm on my way into the office today. And yeah, so that's pretty much about it. It's about 9:30 in the morning. I did not get out and walk this morning. I'm mad at myself for that. I should have because I was up, but I chose to be lazy instead. And yeah, I got to get off. I had such great momentum going, and as soon as I stopped, that was it, right? So I need to get back into the swing of things. But because the weather is only going to be nice for so long, let's be real. Winter and fall will come very quickly, and summer doesn't last that long here. So enjoy the nice weather while I can. So I need to start getting back out there and getting some walking done. They're calling for rain tomorrow morning, so that's a thing. But anyway, we won't worry about that. Well, fingers crossed it doesn't rain tomorrow and I can get out for that walk. So I just wanted to pop on to start the vlog off, to let you guys know, of course, as usual, the usual spiel at the beginning. This is going to be, of course, a vlog for what I'm reading this week, kind of some life stuff. But if you are only interested in hearing the book reviews, like for the books that I finish, there will be timestamps in the description box below. Feel free to use those to jump ahead to any of the reviews that you want to see, if that's all you're here for, and that's perfectly fine. And yeah, so I just thought I would start this vlog by sharing with you guys what I am currently reading, and we will go from there. So this morning, on my way to work, I'm hoping to finish this today. 16 Scandals by Sophie Jordan, which is a young adult historical romance. It is a retelling of the movie 16 Candles. So yay. I am really enjoying it so far. I am a little over halfway through it, I think. And it's not a terribly long audiobook. I think it came in at about 6.5 hours. And speeding it up, because I do read it at a slightly higher speed or listen to it at a slightly higher speed, that I can get it done a bit faster. But I should get this one done today on my drive to and from work. That is my goal anyway. And then I'm also reading Cold Case Colorado by Cassie, which is a Harlequin intrigue novel, and I'm enjoying this one as well. So I'm not going to get too much into what both of these are about. I will talk more about them in another clip probably tomorrow, especially the 16 Scandals, because I will get that one done today. That's my goal. So no sense in me, repeating myself. Plus the fact that I need to get ready for work because it's 20 to 10 and I need to get out the door in about 10 minutes. So I just wanted to pop on here real quick, say hello, welcome you to the vlog, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Hi, friends. Happy Tuesday. Today is the 5th of July, and it is, what time is it? It is about 8:30 in the morning. So early start today to the vlog, but I wanted to say hi and update you guys because I finished a book yesterday, and update you on what I'm currently reading and show you a little bit of the crafty stuff because I didn't finish last week's vlog. I didn't show you the crafty stuff at the end. So first of all, plans for today, it is Tuesday, and I actually got an email last week from the hospital being like, hey, remember, don't forget, you've got an appointment today at 1 o'clock in the afternoon with one of the cardiologists. And I'm like, oh, forgot about that. But yeah, okay, thanks for the reminder. So I booked off a half day today. So I normally start at 11 and finish at 7. So I figured my appointment was for 1. Let's just take off the morning and I would start work at 3 in the afternoon. So anyway, I I was thinking about it over the weekend and I'm like, why was I having this follow-up appointment? What was it for? And I needed an MRI done on my liver because they saw something. They assured me, don't panic about it. We just want to double check that everything is okie dokie. And this was back when I was in the hospital in February. So they needed this MRI done. So it was supposed to be booked, but it was never booked. Like, I saw this doctor in April. It was supposed to be booked right after. Like, I saw her, and then it was going to be done, and then I was going to follow up, get the results from her today, right? So I emailed yesterday morning and I said, I'm pretty sure that this was the situation. I said, but I've never been booked for this MRI. Like, somebody from that group or that team at the hospital was supposed to be in touch with me. And she wrote me back a couple hours later. She's like, yeah, you're right. So they got on it. It's booked. I now have a date. And then I don't have to go to the hospital today, which is great. So, like she said, there's no point in you coming down here because the whole point was for the results of the MRI. No MRI, no reason to come down. So I've still got a half a day off. It's fine. Whatever. I'm going to use it. I actually took the car into the shop this morning. It just needs an oil change. So I figured this is the perfect time to do that. I'm at home. I'm working from home regardless. So I'll just log on around 3 o'clock. I'll probably even log on earlier than that, to be completely honest, you guys, and just quietly get some work done without anybody knowing that I'm logged on. And you know what I mean? Like, be able to get some stuff done without the phone ringing and what have you, or having to worry about the phone or anything like that. So anyway, that's kind of my game plan. My car shouldn't take too long. I should get that back very quickly. And yeah, so my MRI is scheduled at the hospital, and they do these like 24 hours just so that they can get people done. 5 a.m. I have to be at the hospital at 5 a.m. for my MRI. And I think it doesn't take very long. It's maybe a 20-minute procedure. So I love in the email she's like, please remember not to eat or drink for 4 hours before. I'm like, no problem, I'll be sleeping. So I have to be down there at 5 a.m. The one bonus is that I'm going to completely miss traffic driving into the city. And then I'll come home. I haven't decided yet if I'm actually going to take that day off. I might take a vacation day that day. I don't know yet. It's kind of really early. And the fact that I'm going to have to get up around 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning to drive downtown to get this done, come home. I can come home and sleep. I don't start work till 11 o'clock, but I don't want to completely throw off I don't know. I haven't decided yet. It's like a Wednesday. So I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, and that is that. Car's in the shop. But anyway, reading update. I've been rambling on for 4 minutes. It's time to sit down with our coffee. Cheers. Good morning, everybody. I'm talking about books. So I finished yesterday reading 16 Scandals by Sophie Jordan. This is the YA. It's a YA historical, romance, I guess. That is a very loose retelling of 16 Candles. Other than the fact that it's this girl's 16th birthday, and that her entire family, they don't forget it's her birthday. They fully acknowledge that it's her birthday. But let me explain. I see how it was inspired by 16 Candles. It's been a long, long time since I've seen that movie. A long time. So those of you who are diehard fans of the movie, correct me if I'm wrong. But it didn't sound like it was a retelling. It was inspired by, is how I would look at it. So it's about our main character named Primrose, who it's her 16th birthday, and this takes place, of course, in Regency, England. And she's very excited because this is now when she's going to be coming out in society. She's now 16. She's going to be presented to society. She gets to suddenly start going to the balls and all the events that the rest of her family has gotten to go to. She's not part of the nobility, but they are definitely upper middle class, I guess you call it. She has 3 older sisters. Her oldest sister is married. Her next down, like the sister next oldest, is engaged, or betrothed, excuse me. And then the sister closest to her in age is still out on the marriage mart. And now it would be Primrose. So she comes down, it's her birthday. They do acknowledge the fact that it is her birthday. So unlike 16 Candles where everybody forgets, that's not forgotten, it's acknowledged. But she's being told that no, she is not allowed to go in society. Like, the mother does not want to have 2 daughters on the marriage mart at the same time. So Primrose is being told to stay at home and continue to be a quote-unquote little girl until the sister next oldest to her gets betrothed. And then the mother will be like, all right. So it could be years because, what's the one sister's name? It's not, bothering me now. I cannot remember the one sister's name. The sister closest to her in age. She has absolutely zero interest in getting married, zero interest in finding a beau, none of that stuff, right? So anyway, Primrose devises this plan with her best friend Olympia to have a night on the town at Vauxhall, which is this very scandalous area, I guess, like gambling and taverns and, you know, blah, blah, blah. She feels it's very adult, right? So her and Olympia go to this thing, and most of the book takes place over the course of this one evening. And she meets this guy by the name of Jacob, and they get into all these crazy adventures. They have these hooligans coming after them. They have, you know, she sees and does things, like, she goes to a tavern. She, you know, does all these things that she wouldn't have gotten to do, right? That she feels like she's now an adult and she should get to do these things. And there is a love story in there with her and Jacob, and it's very, very cute. And the ending was very sappy. I liked it. Like, at the end of the day, it was super cute. It was a 4-star read. It was a YA. You know, and the one thing that kept going through my mind is I have read a lot of historical romance. I love historical romance, especially that takes place in Regency times. And you get a lot of these stories where these girls or these women are like, you know, out in society for the first time, but they're older. They're like over the age of 18 or 19. Whereas in reality, Primrose is the age that they would have probably been coming out to society, very possibly finding a husband that first season and getting married and having children before their 17th birthday. Was probably more the norm than we care to think, not that we care to think about, but that we think about. And it's not, I mean, it's young to our standards. And that's, you know, like, that's what I find interesting about the Regency romances, the modern Regency romances. And I think, you know, the ones that Sophie Jordan does write for adults, and Sarah MacLean and Julia Quinn. And, you know, if you think about, like, The Duke and I, like that, those of you who have not even read Bridgerton, but maybe you've seen the show, you know, in reality, if Daphne was coming out to society, chances are she was probably only 16, you know, like in reality and things like that. So it's just something interesting to think about, that this is being labeled as a YA novel. And it is, because our main character is only 16, but she would have been considered to be an adult in that time period. Does that make sense? So anyway, it was cute. I liked it. It was only like less than 7 hours long on audio. I borrowed it from my library. I really liked the narration on it. It was adorable. So, the other book that I'm currently still reading is Cold Case Colorado by Cassie Miles. I am enjoying this one. It is a closed circle. Is that what it's called? A closed circle murder, where a murder has taken place at this residence. And I don't want to divulge too much. I'm trying to finish it today. That's one of my big goals today, is to get this book done. I've got all this time before I have to start work, so I've got lots of time to get some reading done. And this murder takes place in this opulent house, and there's all this odd cast of characters there. And someone, of course, who's there is the murderer. Very Agatha Christie-esque. You know what I mean? So far I am enjoying it. Like I said, my goal is to finish it today. I'll talk about it tomorrow. And I did start a new audiobook yesterday because I was doing some reading sprints last night with Lee and Storm. And I started Stacey's Lie by Ann M. Martin, which is book 76 in the Babysitters Club series. I do have this one on audio, and I'm enjoying this series on audio. It's a fun way for me to revisit the series. And yeah, I'm enjoying it quite a bit. So that is that for reading stuffs. I want to show you guys a little bit of crafting because I fell off last week and I didn't show you this at the end of the vlog. But I did start this Canada Day piece. It's called July 1st and the designer is Shannon Christine Designs. I'll leave a link to it below. And I got quite a bit done on it. So it's going to be like a house, a car, and then fireworks up here. And then down here it'll say 1867, 1869. It's bad that I don't know the year that Canada became Canada. Like, it's 1776 for the U.S. It's like whatever year that is for Canada. It was 1860 something. I don't know. The actual picture of the finished piece will be right here. So you guys can see it. But yeah, that's what I've gotten done. That's what I got done over the weekend. So I'm enjoying it, stitching on this one. But I have a few different things that I want to stitch this month. So I spun the wheel, and I'm going to work on this piece next for the next 3 days. And then I'll spin the wheel again, and we'll see what we come up with. And this is living in my Canada bag that I have, which is so cute. So I will be working on this one, which is a pattern by Lindy Stitches, and I will leave a link to this in the description box below as well in case you're curious. And this one is called Bloom Where You Are Planted, and it's super, super cute. So there'll be flowers across here. There's like 3 little baby skunks here, and it'll say Bloom Where You're Planted. So I've got the word planted, and that's Mama skunk. It's kind of hard to see because of the brightness. Like, this is actually like a very pale yellow fabric that I'm stitching this on. But the fun part about this that I didn't even notice until I started stitching the pattern and really looking at the pattern a lot closer. So like I said, she's got her 3 babies that are going to be following her that I'm working on, right? Baby number 2, I think it's the next one, is actually a black cat. It doesn't have the stripe. So it's just a black cat. And I just think that's so adorable. And it kind of makes sense, right? So anyway, yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on for the next few days. So I'll show you guys updates as I go. Yeah, but anyway, guys, that is that. No real knitting lately. Funny story. My old glasses, like you guys probably noticed I've been wearing these ones a lot. My old glasses, the smaller purple ones, I was stitching on Saturday on that Canada Day piece, and it was like bright and sunny out, and I was using natural light, and I was still having a hard time seeing it. I was getting really frustrated, and I actually got to the point where I started to get nervous because my eyes just couldn't focus. Like, I couldn't see these stitches, and it scared me. Legitimately, it did scare me because I thought, oh my God, how bad are my eyes? And what I did was, because these are a newer prescription to those ones, right? But as you guys know, if you wear glasses as well, it takes some time to get used to a new pair of glasses, like the prescription in a new pair of glasses. So I switched back over to these ones, and it was like a switch, like all of a sudden I could see, and I'm like, oh my God, that's what it was, is that those glasses no longer work for my eyes. So I'm keeping them as a backup pair because in general, I can use them. Like driving, I can see, I just couldn't see the fine details. Does that make sense? Like that piece up close, a lot of it was starting to blend, whereas I can still see, like, if I'm driving, if I'm reading. So in case of emergency, like I have 2 pairs with this prescription. I have these ones and the pink ones that are just over here. So I do have 2 pairs, but I'm going to keep that pair regardless, just in case I need a backup. Because the thing is, too, is I can actually see without my glasses, but I start to get headaches very, very quickly if I'm not wearing them, right? So I'm not completely blind if I take my glasses off. I can see. I can even read without my glasses on. But I just really shouldn't because, you know, headaches. But anyway, I'm rambling at this point. I'm going to go and enjoy my coffee and start doing some reading for today, and I will check in with you guys tomorrow. And hopefully I'll be going for a walk tomorrow. My goal today when I dropped off the car originally, because it's not far away, was to actually walk back from dropping off the car. And it probably would have taken me about a half an hour to do that walk, but it's raining out, you guys. So I'm like, I'll walk tomorrow. I promise I'll go walking tomorrow. But anyway, guys, I will talk to you then. Bye. Morning, friends. Happy Wednesday. Today is the 6th of July. 6th of July. 6th of July. And it is about 9:30 in the morning. I'm getting ready to head out the door to go to work. So yesterday I had the car in the shop just for an oil change. And of course it never ends up just being an oil change. So I had to get some other repairs done to the car, but it is what it is. It drives great now, actually. I'm really, really pleased. I didn't realize that there was an issue. Like, I knew that it was like making this noise, but anyway. So I'm glad to have that done. As you saw from a clip just prior to this one, I did go out and walk this morning. I was laying in bed this morning and I was playing those mind games like, oh no, I'll go tomorrow. I'm not going to go today because I have to go into the office. There's always an excuse not to get out and do some exercise. And I'm like, I just need to go. So I did. And I'm very, very pleased with myself. I did 3 kilometers in just under an hour. So that's not too bad. So yeah, so that has been my morning so far. Like I said, I'm heading into the office now. So that's fun. But I wanted to come on and give you guys a bit of a reading update for today. I finished 2 books yesterday, you guys. So it is the 6th of July. So as of yesterday, as of the 5th, I have finished 4 books this month so far. But the 2 books I finished yesterday, so the first one I'm not going to be sharing with you because I am, that's for the Harlequin Anticipated Reads vlog that will be coming out at the end of the month. But I did finish 1 book for that. And then I also finished Stacey's Lie yesterday, which was book 76 in the Babysitters Club series. In this one, Stacey ends up going with her dad. Like, her parents are divorced, and her father takes her to this place called Fire Island. I guess it's off the coast of, would it be New York State? Somewhere like that, Connecticut. I think it's not far from New York, let's put it that way. And he says to her originally, he's like, hey, I'm going to take 2 weeks off. He's a workaholic. It was one of the reasons that her parents divorced. And I want to take, let's go on a vacation, just you and I for 2 weeks. We can go wherever you want to go. You want to go to Europe, Disney, California, whatever. And she picks this island because her boyfriend, Robert, is working the ferry between the mainland and the island all summer. And then this way she can see him. So that's the lie part, that she doesn't tell anybody that that's the reason why she wanted to go there. So her dad's like, hey, you can invite somebody to go with you. So she invites Claudia, one of the other babysitters, and her best friend. And of course, tells Claudia right off the bat, but then pretty much starts to ditch Claudia, like, the entire time that they're there. And then she's found out, and there's this other lie going on with her dad, because her father has this girlfriend, and the girlfriend is staying on the island as well in her own, cabin or cottage or whatever you want to call it. And he keeps saying every day that he's going to see his friend, this Mr. Majors, and he's actually going to see his girlfriend, Samantha. So all in all, I gave the story 3 stars. I didn't particularly love it because the issue with it is that Stacey still didn't see what she did wrong. She didn't see that she ditched her friend. Why would you invite your friend to come with you and then pretty much ditch her? And you're 13 years old, believe me. I know she's got growing up to do and stuff like that, but it just, this is where the series starts to do a turn for me when it comes to Stacey, that after these books, I really stopped liking her as much because she very much, it felt like she started to become one of those girls, where the boy is more important and stuff like that. And I know in friend groups, people are going to change, and that's something that comes up. And I like the realistic bit of it, that you are going to have one of those people in a group of friends, that the boy is going to become more important. And I think, a lot of us growing up in relationships, that became a thing. And again, I liked how realistic that was. But again, they're only 13. That's the other thing that I had to keep, she has a steady boyfriend at 13. No. I think about my niece who's 12 and I'm like, no. So anyway, yeah, it was fun. I liked it. I'm now, and I've mentioned this before, I'm at a point in the series where all the remaining books pretty much I've only read once. So this is only my 2nd time reading them, but and I read these many, 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 many years ago, but I did kind of remember the story, and I kind of, when it alluded to the fact that the dad was going out and I'm like, I think I know what's happening. I think I remember. But as an adult romance reader now, I kind of want Mr. McGill's story. I want Stacey's dad's story, because I'm thinking, as a romance reader, could you not see the flip side, an adult contemporary romance story about this man who's got a 13-year-old daughter, and he's been seeing this woman, and they're not too sure if things are going to work out. And, he invites her away, but they can't stay together because his daughter's coming with them and he doesn't want his daughter to know. And I'm like, would that not be a great contemporary romance? It's funny now that you can almost identify more with the adults than the kids in these books. So yeah, anyway, so I finished that one yesterday and it was a lot of fun. So I started on my walk this morning listening to Should I Tell You by Jill Mansell. Not absolutely certain that I'm loving it. I'm about 15% of the way through it at this point. It's a longer audiobook. It's like 11 and a half hours long. And there's a lot of characters in this one. It is a women's fiction novel, so it's about these three friends. Latchin? Is that? I know one of you told me how to pronounce that name. Amber and Raphael grew up in a foster care home, and their foster father is off on this like cruise. So it's about the three. They're not kids because they're now like 30. And then the foster father, his wife passed away a few years ago, and they sent him on this cruise, and it's like, get out, enjoy yourself, blah, 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 blah. So it's how all of their lives are kind of what's happening with them now. They're all at a crossroads, and I'm not sure what I'm thinking about it so far because you've got these four characters and you're jumping from perspective to perspective, but there's some characters that I like better than others, and I think that's part of the problem with one of these stories, so we'll see what happens as I continue reading it. I don't dislike it, I'm just not absolutely certain that I'm loving it right now, so we shall see how that goes. And yeah, I'm still reading Cold Case Colorado. I didn't get a chance to get that done yesterday as I anticipated. I ended up, even though I was off work in the morning, I ended up logging in quite early, like at least an hour or two before I was scheduled to, but that's so I could get a bunch of stuff done without having to be on the phone. Like nobody knew I was logged in getting work done behind the scenes, which was kind of great. Secret work time essentially. So anyway, yeah, that is it, guys. I gotta head out and get to work, and I will talk to all of you later. Take care. It sounds like I'm ending a video. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. Happy Thursday. Today is the 7th of July. Happy 7th of July, everybody. So no walk this morning. I woke up with a migraine, and not a full-on migraine, but it was starting. And I didn't want to go out walking in the heat because it is warm out today. And I just thought, let's just stay at home. And I went and got a coffee, and I took some Tylenol, which is like my form of self-medication. Coffee and extra strength Tylenol. And it helped, guys. I'm feeling a lot better. But I do have to work today, so I just thought this might be the best idea just to kind of take it easy this morning so I didn't spend the whole day with a headache, especially when you have to stare at a computer screen all day. So reading update for today, not much. I haven't gotten anything done yesterday. So I really don't have much to share with you guys. I keep saying this every day. I want to finish Cold Case Colorado. That's my goal. And I just haven't gotten it done yet. I think the headache was starting yesterday. Like, I just was feeling off yesterday afternoon. So I didn't get a lot of reading done. So let's hope today I can. And I am working from home today. I think I mentioned that. So I just filmed a video. I just filmed the video for Friday, my Friday reading plans video. Because I am going into the office tomorrow. So I thought, I wanted to make sure I got that done. So that's been done now. Some great books I'm going to be reading next week. I'm very excited. You guys will have already seen that video. So yeah, so that's about it, you guys. Hoping to finish the Cold Case Colorado book. I'd like to finish my audiobook today as well. We shall see. But I will report back tomorrow. And yeah, so cheers, guys. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my coffee. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys. Hi, friends. Happy Friday. Today is the 8th of July. It's the 8th of July. And it is about 3:45 in the afternoon. So I've just gotten home from working in the office this morning. And I am home now. And yeah, it's been a day. It's been a very interesting day here. Fellow Canadians, you probably know what happened on Friday and what is continuing to happen. As of right now, of course, we have no update, but we have two major telecommunications companies here in Canada. Hello, monopolies. Let's not get into that. It went down. So woke up this morning to no internet, no cell phone, no nothing for this telecommunications company. So like for my American friends, like an AT&T kind of an idea. So like imagine if AT&T went down across the country. That is essentially what has happened here. Not only can we not get on the internet and cell phones and all that stuff, but like getting money out of banks, using Interact payments, a lot of that stuff is just not working. Like, I drove by a couple coffee shops on my way home, and there's big signs out front saying cash only today. So, I mean, this is kind of a big deal. So, needless to say, work has been quiet. When you work in customer service and your whole day consists of taking phone calls and emails from people, when that's down for a good majority of people who have these services, then that's the situation. So I am on the internet here at home because my mom actually has the other companies. It's Rogers. Rogers is the company that went down. My mom also has Bell here at home. So we're on Bell, which is fine. So luckily I'm able to log on to work from home, because if not, I would have been stuck at the office till 7 o'clock tonight, so yay. But it's spotty. I mean, not spotty. It's working fairly well. Supposed to do a live show tonight, but I made the decision to kibosh that just because I didn't want to be hosting the show and have something happen. Just for reasons. So I decided, unfortunately, no live show tonight. Hopefully next Friday we can do another one, or we can try again. That's kind of my goal. But yeah, so anyway, fun. It's been fun, but I was actually very productive at work today. I did get a lot done behind the scenes that I typically would not be able to get done because of phone calls and emails and all those things. So that was kind of great. It was kind of nice to have that bit of time. But anyway, you guys do not care about any of this. I am here, of course, to talk to you about books. I did not do any walking today either. Didn't do it yesterday. Guys, I'm falling back off the wagon, and this is not good. So tomorrow, my husband and I have already decided that there is a place not far. It's it's pretty much on the border to the city, which isn't that far from where we live. And it's this like park, and people camp there, which we always think is hilarious because it's like so close to the city and so close to the highway too. But it's this like park, type, what would you call it? Like a, conservation park maybe. But we always pass it, and I keep saying to Garrett all the time, I'm like, I'd like to go walking in there. So we're actually going to go do that tomorrow morning. So I'm really excited. It'll be a lot more fun than just walking around the neighborhood. So I will, of course, get some video of that tomorrow for you guys. But yeah, I need to get back to walking again because I was feeling so good, and then I stopped, and it's my own fault. I have no one to blame but me. So I have 2 books to share with you that I finished, you guys. So I'm super excited. Let me grab the one I'm going to be starting next. And I do have some book mail that came today from the lovely people at Thrift Books. So yeah, very excited. If you saw my recent weekly reading plans video, the one that goes up on Friday, I will have talked about these books. So that's exciting. But anyway, let's get into the 2 books that I finished. So yesterday I finished reading Cold Case Colorado by Cassie Miles. This is the first book in an Unsolved Mystery series. And I know the reason why this book took me 7 days to finish. And it shouldn't have taken me 7 days because it's an intrigue novel. A, they're my favorites. B, they're like right around 200 pages. I did not love this one, you guys. I only ended up giving it 3 stars, which is still pretty good. I mean, it's not bad, but it wasn't great. And I think my main issue was the characters. The mystery itself was so interesting, but I just didn't care for the characters. I can't even remember their names. Vanessa and Tyler, I think. So essentially the plot of this novel is that Vanessa's father passed away like 2 years, no, it wasn't that long ago. It was like 4 months before the start of the story. And he was sick for 4 years. That's where the 4 years came into effect. He was sick for 4 years with cancer, and she was taking care of him. And, then he passes away. So she goes to live with her uncle. This all takes place in Colorado, hence the title of the book. And he lives in this like castle, like this, very opulent castle like home. And he's a very, very famous celebrity chef. He owns a chain of Michelin-starred restaurants and all the things. And she is ghostwriting his biography. And she kind of wants to start digging more into her aunt's death. So her uncle Simon, his wife died 12 years earlier under mysterious circumstances. Everybody, like even the doctor claims like they're like it was suicide, but Vanessa never really believed that. And then right at the beginning of the story, like within the first or second chapter, they're hosting this dinner party, and her cousin gets murdered. Pardon me, I don't know what happened to my voice there. Her cousin gets murdered. So she just happened to have Ty, who's like the new sheriff in this small town in Colorado, over for dinner because she wanted to ask him questions pertaining to her aunt's death. And it wasn't Simon's daughter. It was like another cousin or something like that who died. So anyway, it turns out that the cousin's death was kind of intermixed with her aunt's death, and that's kind of what the story is trying to find out who killed the cousin and what actually happened to her aunt. So my issue with this book was that Ty, because he was very new, he used to be in the search and rescue team, and they're in the mountains in Colorado, makes sense. And he was just kind of thrown into this position of being the sheriff. But the way he talked about not only himself, but how other people referred to him as, he read very young. Like, he read very young. Like, he read, like, as I was reading the book, I kept picturing, like, a 16-year-old, in a way, pretending to be an adult and doing this adult's job. Just the way that everybody else talked about him and the way that he talked about himself. He was a grown man. I mean, he was almost 30. But the way he was treated and acted just seemed very, very young. And Vanessa herself, I didn't care for very much at all. I felt she had a bit of an attitude. She wasn't very nice, to be honest. She was a little bit rude. Yeah, I didn't absolutely love her either. So that's why I didn't care for this book. And I was disappointed because Cassie Miles is one of my favorite intrigue authors. I love her books. And, sorry, just bear with me just a second here. Whoops. Having some technical difficulties. I love her books very, very much, but yeah, this one just didn't do anything for me, so unfortunately, I gave it only 3 stars. Sorry about that, friends. Work calls. Had to jump in on that one because there have been so few phone calls today that if the phone rings, one must answer it. So, even if one is on lunch. Still. So anyway, the other book that I finished just today when I was at work, I had my headphone plugged in, doing that behind the scenes admin stuff. I finished, what's it called? Should I Tell? Bear with. What was it called again? Should I Tell You? By Jill Mansell. I think that's how you say her name. I listened to this on audio and I think that's what the narrator said. So this one is an author I've not read before, but I've seen her books around a ton. She's very popular, I guess, in the UK. This was definitely a UK-based book. It takes place on the South Coast, and I enjoyed it. I have not done my rating and all that stuff yet. I wanted to pop on here and do this little, clip before I forgot, or before I lost light or something weird like that. And I think I'm going to go with like a 3.5 star. These books are not plot-driven. This is definitely a character-driven story, and you have a lot of characters in this book. There's Lachlan, I can never say his name, Amber, Raphael, Teddy, Olga, like there's all these characters. So essentially the main plot revolves around these 3 characters. Lachlan, Fiona's giving me heck watching this because I'm pronouncing it wrong. Amber and Raphael, and they were foster kids, and they kind of sort of grew up together in the foster care system. Like, they didn't meet until they were like teenagers, right? But they were all kind of taken in by this husband and wife named Teddy, and I think her name was May. And they were raised from let's say 13 or 14 up until they, came out of the foster care system and then went about their lives, but they've always kept in touch. The 3 of them got along very, very well. So a couple of years ago, May passed away, and Teddy, the foster father, has kind of been, of course, in the doldrums. Like, this was the love of his life, and, they couldn't have children of their own, but they had all these lovely foster children that they cared about, and Amber and the group decided, Teddy, maybe you should go and get out and maybe go on a cruise. So he goes on a cruise and he meets this woman named Olga, who everyone assumes is a gold digger. And just from the way she's written at the very beginning, it's like, yeah, this one's a gold digger. Clearly she's a gold digger. Talking about how expensive somebody's watch is, and, oh, you must have a lot of money, and a little too obvious. Like a big sign saying gold digger or something like that. So, of course, the kids are worried about Teddy. So that's one plot line. Another plot line revolves around Raphael and his ex-girlfriend they broke up because she was, suddenly getting very angry, and her attitude and stuff like that had changed a lot. They were fighting constantly. So he moved down to the South Coast from London to get away. And he's kind of like, doesn't know where this relationship stands. They still talk, but not, you know what I mean? And then there's Amber and Lachlan, however you pronounce his name. She's had a crush on him. There could be a potential relationship there. There's another character in this story named Benji, who he has a horrible shyness. He's the same age as the rest of like Amber and Raphael and them. And he has a crush on this girl. And like I said, this is a character-driven story, and you jump from character to character to character. And there's a lot of chapters, but they're relatively short. On audio, this came in at just shy of 12 hours long. So this is a long audiobook. It's a long book itself. It's just under 400 pages. So you're really investing yourself in this story. And at first I wasn't sure because you're still meeting everybody. Like you're still jumping from this character to this character to this character. But once I got towards the end, I started to enjoy it a lot more. And I started to get more invested in certain stories above others. To be honest, I didn't care about the romance between Amber and whatever. The story with Raphael and his girlfriend V got very interesting, took a very interesting turn. I really liked reading about Teddy and Olga. So all in all, it was a good book. I did like it. I didn't love it. You need to be a fan of these kind of stories, I think, to invest your time in this one again, because it's a longer book. I mean, not that longer books are not worth the time, but this would be a great beach read, to be completely honest. Like, if you wanted a nice, big, chunky beach read to take to the beach and enjoy, perfectly, I don't want to say it was a mindless book, because it's not. But again, definitely a character-driven story, but one that you want to keep picking up, because you are going to have your favorite characters within this book, and those are the ones you're going to care more about. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. At the end of the day, I enjoyed this one. So I am still reading a Harlequin book for my Harlequin Anticipated Reads vlog. I'm not going to be sharing that with you guys. But I am only, I could pick up another audiobook right now, but I think I'm actually going to pick up a print book just because. With the internet being down, I'm feeling very Little House on the Prairie old-fashioned today, and I'm picking up a book. This is one of the old Sweet Dreams. I talked about this in my last week's Friday book for the book with an ugly cover as the prompt for this week. And I'm sorry, but this cover is just so 1980s. But anyway, this is Long Distance Love by Jessie DuKore. This is like 150 pages long. The print is relatively big. This part of me wants to get it done tonight. I don't think that should be a problem. I have nothing planned for tonight. I was going to do a live show. I think I talked about this just a few minutes ago, but with the internet being spotty, I've decided not to do that. So I think I'm just going to plop myself on the couch with a book and a bag of popcorn, and that's my Friday night. So speaking of books from my childhood, let's go ahead and open up these two packages from Thrift Books. So like I said, I think I know, well, I do know what's in these. I can tell just by the size of them. So I ordered these because I want to start rereading my way through this series. And as I mentioned, this series is not available. Actually, I'm going to need that again. This series is not available digitally. I wish it was, but it's not. But I'm very much looking forward to getting to these. And that is the Sweet Valley Twins series. So this is the twins from Sweet Valley High when they were in middle school, which I think was age 12 or something like that. So this is the third book in the series, The Haunted House. I have book 4 and book 5. So I have the first 5 books. My goal is, of course, one of these books a month. So I figure even if I order one of these a month or 2 of these a month until I get them all, then I'll be happy with that. And it's relatively inexpensive because, like I said, I'm only reading one a month. So the way I have it planned out, because like I said, this is called The Haunted House, and it said, will a witch's spell come between Elizabeth and Jessica? This is one of my favorite covers. I just absolutely... Those of you who are fans of the series, which is Elizabeth, which is Jessica? Jessica? Elizabeth. It's so easy to tell. So it says, everyone at Sweet Valley Middle School has always said the McCandy mansion is haunted. Strange lights flicker in the windows at night, and no one ever sees the owners come and go. So when Nora moves into the rundown house, rumors spread fast. Jessica Wakefield and her friends are convinced that Nora is a witch. But Elizabeth, Jessica's identical twin, is certain that Nora is just an ordinary girl. She's determined to stick up for her new friend. She'll get to the bottom of this mystery of the mansion, even if it means losing her sister's friendship. So that's the that's the third book in the series. So it actually works out pretty well that next month, so for August, I'm going to be reading the first book in the series. August, the first book. September will be book 2. Book 3 in October. So I'll be reading this book in October. Very excited, looking forward to it. So that's the first one that I got in the mail. So I think you guys can probably guess which books are here. I really, really hope I got the editions that I wanted. For those of you who order with Thrift Books, you know that sometimes it's like the luck of the draw. Like, you think you're ordering a certain edition, and you may or may not have actually gotten that edition. And I did, and I'm so thrilled because I was looking for this one, and I kept seeing it on thrift books, and it was like up to $70. 70. But then I happened to be on thrift books a couple weeks ago, and I saw it, and it was on sale for not on sale, but it was being sold for $3. So I went ahead and picked it up because I said to my husband, for some reason, like, these are going for a very high sticker price right now for this edition. It says it's a special book club edition, but it's the cover that I wanted. Sorry, I'm just getting the sticker off. Book number 1. Best Friends. The only cover where they look absolutely identical on the cover. Hair, everything. So, what makes this a special book club edition? Well, it was owned by somebody named Dawn, it looks like. Yeah, I don't know what makes this a special book club edition. It doesn't say at all. Well, there's no ISBN, like, there's no scanner thing. Interesting. Maybe that's partially what it is. I don't care, I got the first book. And is this the first printing? I don't think so. Copyright 1980, cover, copyright, yep, no idea. Anyway. There's book number 1, Best Friends. Jessica and Elizabeth Wakefield feel special because they're identical twins. For 12 years, they've dressed alike, shared a room, and done everything together. But when they start Sweet Valley Middle School, everything begins to change. Elizabeth wants to work on the class newspaper, but Jessica doesn't. Jessica would rather join the Unicorns, a snobby all-girls club. Even though Elizabeth isn't interested in the same things as her twin, she tries hard to tag along. But is she losing her very best friend? So, yeah. The very first book, I'm excited to get to this one next month. I mean, these are going to be so easy to read, you guys. I mean, look at the size of that print. And this comes in at a whopping 104 pages. And then the other one, if you couldn't guess already, based on the other 2 books, we have book number 2, Teacher's Pet. So there it is. Will Jessica steal the lead in the ballet recital from Elizabeth? I just love the fact that they actually look like they're probably about 12. Like, I have to give credit that the cover art is really good. Like, if you look at some of the Babysitters Club books, the original artwork, like, they looked a lot older than the 13 that they were supposed to be on a lot of those covers. At least that's how I felt. And even Sweet Valley High, if you look at some of the Sweet Valley High covers, I mean, clearly these are not 16-year-olds. At least that's how it looked to me. So, you know, the other interesting thing is, if you think about it, this is only 4 years away from Sweet Valley High, like their ages, right? Elizabeth and Jessica are the best dancers in their ballet class. Both girls want to dance the solo in the upcoming recital. Elizabeth hates to compete with her sister, but Jessica doesn't mind at all. She knows she's a better dancer than her twin. The problem is their ballet teacher. No matter what Jessica does, Madame Andre never notices her. But she's always praising Elizabeth. It's not fair, and Jessica isn't going to settle for second best just because her twin sister is the teacher's pet. So that's the second book. So like I said, I have books 4 and 5 over on my shelf, so I'm super happy to have these. Yay. So there we go. The first 3 books in the Sweet Valley Twins series. I am thrilled to have them. Maybe I should go the other way. 1, 2, 3. Very excited to have those. And in the original editions too. So yay. They're not, like, they are probably reprints of the originals, but the fact that they are the original covers is what makes me super happy. So anyway, that's it. This is a bit of a longer clip, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. Hi, friends. Happy Sunday. Today is the 10th of July, and it is just after 10 in the morning, and I'm coming to you with the final clip of the vlog. I've decided that this is going to be the last clip of the vlog today, for this week, excuse me, because the rest of today is going to be busy. We're going to be doing some family things, so I thought that I would pop on here, share with you a book review, because I finished a book yesterday, and share with you what I'm currently reading and what's going to be carried over into next week's vlog. So I am sitting down this morning. I've got my coffee in my, what does it say? My new book, Boyfriend is a Cowboy. Always accurate for me. Always accurate for me. Sorry for the glare on my glasses. I've got the window open. I'm sitting, of course, in my room recording this. But yeah, so Busy day today. We went grocery shopping this morning, and then this afternoon we're going over to my aunt's house because it is her birthday today, and I think she might watch this. I know she's been watching my videos. So Aunt Sandy, happy birthday. So we're going over for a little like barbecue, late lunch barbecue kind of an idea. So yeah, we'll be busy with that this afternoon, so I don't predict to be getting a lot of reading done today. But like I said, I wanted to pop on, finish off the vlog, give you guys the book review. So let's start with the book review. And the book that is by far my least favorite book already of the year so far. Let's hope I don't read a worse book than this, but you know. Anyway, yesterday I finished reading Long Distance Love by DuKore. So this is one of the Sweet Dreams books that I showed you guys. So I've read these books. Like I read these books back when I was much younger. But I think even much younger me would have hated this book just as much. I gave it 1.5 stars, my friends. And I didn't actually give the book 1.5 stars. I gave me 1.5 stars for actually finishing it. So kudos to me. I mean, granted, it was like 150 pages long. You know, the print is super. It's a YA, you know, one of those books. So anyway, the whole premise of this book is about our main character by the name of Pam and her boyfriend, Bobby. And the two of them are dating. He is a senior. She is it a junior? Because it's freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. It's the way it goes in the US, right? So she's a year younger than him. And she's very, very smart. Like, this girl just shy of walks on water. I'm not, like, the way that she's described in the book, she can do everything. She speaks French. She plays the violin. She is perfect at basketball to the point where she has universities who like want to offer her scholarships because she is that good at playing basketball. She gets the best grades, and she has been invited to this like school, like this. It's a boarding school, I guess, to prepare students for going to Ivy League at some point, and she has her heart set on Princeton. What I found funny throughout the whole book is that she kept saying she wanted to go to Princeton or Harvard, but didn't say what she wanted to study. Like, to me, it would have made more sense to be like, I want to be a lawyer, so I want to make sure I can get into a good school so I can become a lawyer. Do you know what I mean? Like, she didn't know, it didn't say what she wanted to be. You figure, like, lawyer, doctor, that would be, anyway. It was the early 80s. So she's dating this boy named Bobby, and Bobby is it's definitely a two different people kind of a story. Like, she comes from a very upper middle class background. Her father's a banker. They live in a big house. You know, she has all the best of all the things. And Bobby, it doesn't really talk about his home life, but I think it's like a single mom situation. He's a senior, and he is a mechanic, and he's going to go to a trade school, and a trade school is looked down upon in this world, you know? So anyway, she ends up going off to this boarding school, and she pretty much pushes Bobby away. And, you know, they're just too different and blah, 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 blah. So anyway, at the end of the day, I finished this. Spoiler alert, they get back together at the end. They deserve each other because, frankly, both of them were a bit jerky. I just didn't like either character. I like some of the secondary characters in this book, but Pam and Bobby, no. She was a witch with a capital B throughout the entirety of the book. I did not like her at all. She was extremely unlikable. So yeah, 1.5 stars to me for finishing this book, but I did finish it. So yeah, so yay on that one. What am I currently reading? I'm currently listening on audio, even though I have it out from the library in a digital print, because I do sometimes like hybrid reading. If I'm listening to an audio, I like to follow along, and I am reading The Farm Stand by Amy Clipston, which is the second book in the Amish Marketplace series. So I'm only about 20% of the way through this one, and I'm really enjoying it so far. It's really cute. I like this series a lot. It's about 4 cousins who each have stands at this like Amish marketplace, and it's in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So this cousin, Selena, I think is her name. She has like a garden, and she has produce and stuff like that. And in this book, she's actually has a boyfriend, and she is Amish. And then there is a man that she meets who owns the restaurant across the way from this Amish marketplace, who's a Mennonite. And the cultures are actually very different from the Mennonites to the Amish. They are not the same thing. And he's seeing a girl, but the two of them kind of fall for each other. And I'm like very interested how this is going to play out, considering both of them already have someone, but they're very unsure about those relationships. So I will report back next week when I get this one done. And then I also picked up another print book because I always like to have a print book on the go. And I've been really looking forward to this one. I've had it on my shelf for a long time, and I've been wanting to read it. We have South Dakota Showdown by Nicole Helm. This is the first book in the Badlands Cops series. I think it's about a series about 4 different brothers, or 6 different brothers. And the 6 brothers are all the sons of some leader of a motorcycle gang. And the oldest brother, who's our main character in this book, he got all of his brothers out when they were much younger. And each of them is now in law enforcement. So the following, like, there's 6 books in the series. Each one is going to follow a different brother. So Sheriff Jameson Wyatt has spent his life helping his loved ones elude his father's ruthless gang of thugs, the Sons of the Badlands. But he's never forgotten Liza Dean, the one who got away. Now Liza's sister, a child, is caught in the gang's most horrifying crime yet. And only Jameson can help her retrieve the little girl from her captors. With only each other in the isolation of the unforgiving South Dakota landscape, can they infiltrate the crime syndicate before it's too late. So that's what this one is about. This cover just appeals to me. I really like it. So I'm only a chapter in. I'm just about to start chapter 2. So not very far into this one yet, but it's a Nicole Helm and I know I'm going to like it. So that's it for the week, you guys. That's my reading. So I finished 6 books this week, which is super fantastic. So excuse me, just one second. I got a new coffee creamer at Walmart today. We were grocery shopping. It's s'mores flavored. It's from International Delights. It's quite yummy. I like it. It's not super, super sweet, surprisingly. So anyway, so 6 books this week. So I finished 16 Scandals by Sophie Jordan. I gave 4 stars to that book. I listened to it on audio, and it was narrated by Moira Quirk. Moira Quirk. I read another book that I did not share with you in this vlog because it's part of my Harlequin Anticipated Reads vlog that's coming at the end of this month. But I did read Their Make-Believe Match by Jackie Steff. I gave that book 4 stars. Stay tuned for my review on that one. A lot of Amish this week. I then read Stacey's Lie by Ann M. Martin. I gave that book 3 stars. It is book 77 in the Babysitter's Club. I did listen to it on audio, and it was narrated by Erin Moon. I then read Cold Case Colorado by Cassie Miles. I gave that book 3 stars as well. It is book 1 in an unsolved mystery series, and it is one of the books from my Serious About Series list. I then read Should I Tell You by Jill Mansell. I gave that book, or Mansell, I believe is how you say her name. I gave that book 3.5 stars. I listened to it on audio. It was narrated by Catherine Press, and that was a NetGalley read, so thank you very much to NetGalley and to Sourcebooks Casablanca for sending me an e-arc of that book to read and review, but I did listen to it on audio. And last but not least, I finished Long Distance Love by Jessie DuKore. I gave me 1.5 stars. I jumped the gun for the Retro Romance Readathon, and I read this one early because the readathon doesn't start till today. But I read this for the prompt to read a book published in June, July, or August. And I believe this was published in August of 1983. So that's how it fits that prompt. And I also read this as my TBR machine pick from last week, which was a book with an ugly cover. So it was an ugly cover with a person with an ugly personality. So that worked out quite well. But anyway, guys, that is all that I read this week. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I know not a lot of walking this week. I'm actually very disappointed in myself. I need to get back out there. I'm going to start doing that next week because it's true what they say. Like, even if you take a couple of days off, it's really, really hard to get back into the routine, and I've got to do that. So I'm going to be doing that next week. So stay tuned for my next vlog. Videos coming up this week. I have on Tuesday, my Serious About Series video is going to go up talking about all the books that I have picked for that for the second half of 2022, as well as a unintentional book haul that I have, a used book haul. I went to the thrift stores yesterday and I got some pretty good deals. So stay tuned for that. That video will be coming on Thursday. But anyway, guys, that is all that I have for you. Take care and happy reading. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye, guys.